Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy SonTj. I'm here to review the long-awaited chapter of Torotaro's Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 65. I made about 2 videos recently. More videos I've really made about Dragon Ball. I'm on my geekdom shit. Like, I'm uploading a lot about one chapter. But yeah, so one of my videos became really big. Been on Monstar Media or something. I forgot his name. Is it Monstar? Yeah, Monstar Media or whatever. Been on a bunch of different channels. I even got like hate mail about my opinions of the Dragon Ball Super spoilers of this chapter. And when I made that rant video, I expected 2 things. One, I expected views because every time I rant or I go full on comedian mode, usually people love that side of me more than like my natural calm voice here. And 2, I was hoping to eat crow. Like, I want Dragon Ball to succeed. I want Goku to look cool, and like I want Totaro to do good as well. Like, I made my rants before, but it was never in like I hope Totaro like literally gets fired. I hope he doesn't succeed. I just want Totaro and Akira Toriyama to keep making great Dragon Ball. And it kind of felt like we was going back into bad Dragon Ball, because I remember the worst time I had in Dragon Ball was in the Resurrection F part of the Dragon Ball Super anime. I was not having a fun time. I didn't like the animation. I just didn't like a lot of stuff. Universe 6 and after brought me back into the anime, right? And with the manga, I was not having a good time in the Tournament of Power. Even though I liked some of the UI stuff, I didn't like the art in some aspects. And even in the Goku Black Saga, there was some stuff I'm just like, Vegeta didn't even get to do the final Kamehameha. There's bunch of stuff in there, but this Moro arc I was really enjoying. Like, I made videos talking about how much I enjoyed the Moro arc and how the art was getting better and stuff like that. I had so much like high expectations because it just felt like the chapter was getting better and better, and especially with Manga Chapter 64 with Master Ultra Instinct looking like a goddamn beast, and I just loved everything that was going on. I was just really hyped for it. So when I saw that the tropes of Totaro, of him not knowing how to end an arc well, him doing like 1,000 references to the old arcs kept happening, it really bothered me. And I'm a very emotional person. Again, I'm not the type of person I'm just going to crap on something just to crap on it. I'm kind of biased towards Dragon Ball because I want it to do good. But so did this chapter make me like, you know, want to eat all my words and stuff like that? No, it didn't want me to do that at all. Granted, I did enjoy a lot of stuff here. If you're a person that you just want like a black and white, you know, this chapter is really great or this chapter is trash, I'm sorry, you're not going to get that here. There's some things that I really did like in this chapter, but some things that I did complain in my spoiler reviews that I don't like here. So let's talk about it here. The biggest thing here is Goku's characterization here. So I will admit though, with the English translations, I'm a person that I'm very kind and I show people second chances. I kind of like how what Goku says in this chapter, because it does sound very Goku-like, but the problem is the execution, right? Like, you know, Goku saying like, you know, stand up, you know, hey, like, you know, go, like, you know, if you promise me this, you'll go to. It sounds a lot of stuff like Goku would have said back in the Frieza saga towards Frieza or something like that. But granted, I love how boss Goku was when Moro, you know, obviously betrays him, but he like breaks his entire arm. It's the most alpha thing ever, and Goku didn't even feel the need to like to dodge or anything like that. And you know, of course, Whis is becoming like an exposition character at this point, but he's talking about how, like, you know, Ultra Instinct made him powered up his body and stuff like that. But you see Goku trying to give Moro a speech and tell him, like, you know, if you would have trained, and, you know, if you was a better person, and if you just wasn't a person stealing people's lives and taking plans. Again, this sounds Goku-esque, and I do enjoy that. But here's the thing. How did we get here, right? Is through a Cell Saga reference, and Goku throughout this entire chapter acting like low-key like Team Gohan would have acted in the Cell Saga. And in this chapter is flooded with more references towards the Cell Saga, towards the Buu Saga. And it hurts, man, because if, for example, if this chapter would have had Moro doing something cunning, because Moro is one of the most cunning villains we had in Dragon Ball, and he would have snuck his way into like capturing Krillin, taking the Senzu Bean, Goku saves Krillin, but Moro takes the Senzu Bean and he's back up to healing, that would have been something, right? But no, you have Goku's. Here's the problem. This chapter is all about kind of adding more filler to this fight, because in all honesty, Goku had this fight won since he unlocked Master Ultra Instinct, right? In this chapter, it's kind of showing that it's no longer about Moro outsmarting the heroes. It's just pretty much that he's so much in a corner that the only way to continue this fight is for these characters to make mistakes, right? You can argue that Moro outsmarted Vegeta, but even then, you can have the argument that Moro's in a corner, so the only thing you can do to make this fight continue is for Vegeta to pull a Resurrection F, right? And with this, again, I'm feeling more positive about it, because the biggest fear for me when I first saw this, like, okay, Ultra Instinct's about to get shitted on, right? Because for one, that's supposed to be Goku's peak, right? And again, I'm hoping there's no, like, you know, further transformations. No matter how much I like Super Saiyan 4 and all the other stuff like that, this is the peak, and I really love what Ultra Instinct is. Like, it's one of my favorite forms in Dragon Ball history. And I was really afraid that Goku's decision making in this moment was going to, like, have him lose in his most powerful form ever, right? And again, I'm not a person that says, like, you know, wins and losses should dictate wins, but like this chapter and like this arc reminded me how much of a badass true Ultra Instinct Goku is, and just like remind you of just like, if you look back at, like, you know, when he fought Jiren and just all the build up, this is Goku in his spiritual, like, acrobatic, like, just his peak. And if you have it where, like, he loses in this form through his own, like, you know, mercy and just him being an idiot, it just really craps on the form. Not just because he lost, but just the way it happened. But that didn't happen in this chapter, right? And that's a big positive here. So, you know, we see the build up of, like, you know, Moro losing his hand after taking Miras's powers and that coming back into play, which is some great stuff. And we also see that Goku's able to go into true Ultra Instinct at will, which is pretty cool. Granted, it leads more into, like, how's the story going to continue, because this chapter really reinforces how broken Goku is in this true form. Like, it kind of reminds you, and also the parallels here kind of reminds you of, like, when Goku powered down from Super Saiyan and also in Super Saiyan Blue against Frieza in the Resurrection F movie and in the Frieza saga, and how he's giving a speech, then he goes back into his form. It kind of gives parallels there. But, you know, Goku tells Moro that, you know, Miras is the one that helped him master true Ultra Instinct. And, you know, Moro pulls a Buhan, or at least a Majin or Super Buu, and he takes the, you know, this hand, and he turns into a new form. And it looks like he has Miras's power in like, at least a form of, like, Ultra Instinct, because later on he says, like, you know, like, I wonder how my body's going to move on its own. Now, before I go into that, there was one statement in here that I feel like this has to be said for power scalers everywhere. So Goku says that, you know, he wished that Moro, like, actually trained, and Moro says that training's for the weak, you know, the classic villain cliches. And Goku says that it's a real shame because I never came across someone strong as you. Now, this, because again, the manga and anime are different, but sometimes the manga references the anime, which makes it confusing. But this, it shows that Moro 7-3 is stronger than Tournament of Power, Jiren, and Broly, because those are the last opponents that Goku has fought. And if you want to include Beerus, because in the manga, Goku saw UI Beerus fight the God of Destruction. So again, people that are saying that just because Moro is getting destroyed by current Ultra Instinct Goku doesn't really mean anything in terms of, like, Moro versus Jiren, because Jiren fought a way weaker Ultra Instinct Goku. So yeah, this kind of confirms that Moro 7-3 is stronger than anyone they've ever faced so far. Beerus is still up in the air because, you know, Beerus writing, no matter what, Beerus could be stronger than anyone. But there's also some statements in here that Beerus gives Moro with the angel power some high credit here, because hey, that's some serious power there, angel ability. So again, even though people are saying, like, you know, Beerus is stronger than everyone, he's giving credit to current Ultra Instinct Goku in the power of an angel inside of Moro's body. So just saying, man, regardless, this chapter confirms that Moro, before absorbing Miras's power, is stronger than Jiren from the Tournament of Power and Broly from the Broly movie. So we see that Moro has Miras's power, and, you know, everyone throughout this chapter is telling Goku, like, you need to finish the job. And Goku acknowledges Jocko, saying, like, I'm going to finish the job, I just want to talk to him a little bit more. And again, it's showing Goku's empathy, right? But again, I understand why they're doing that, because that is part of Goku's character. But again, like, we've seen different moments of him being more of, like, we need to take the villain out, with Goku Black, with Perfect Cell. and with different villains like that. So it's a 50-50. Sometimes you're going to get the mercy Goku, sometimes you're going to get the I need to finish the job Goku. It just really depends on who's writing the story. So we see Goku get into like a Super Saiyan-like stance from the Frieza saga, which again, another reference. And yeah, they fight. And what I really like here is that it's not like the mirror's power thing really messes up the power scaling for Goku here. Like, he still looks super calm and like he's in control, but when they clash, Goku's like, okay, we need to go somewhere else because the Earth is being attacked. So yeah, he's doing better than Superman would have done in the Man of Steel. Just saying, Goku's hero. But you can check out my video and links in the cards here. But we can see that they're fighting, but they're not evenly matched. It's just that Moro is able to react to UI Goku now, because Moro was talking about like, you know, we're equal in power now, which nah, they're not. But we get some cool shots of Goku traveling around the world and Moro traveling around the world, where Moro uses an ability where he gets to clone himself, and he lands one hit on Goku, and Goku like falls back like it was nothing, brushes himself off and say, okay, you need to try a little bit harder if you want to fight me. And Moro's upset. It's like, why are you not afraid of me? And we see Moro, when he tries to block Goku's attacks, he starts like warping. His body starts warping. It's because he can't handle Miras's power and the use of Ultra Instinct, because his body's not ready for that. And another parallel, remember when Cell was getting his ass whooped by Team Gohan, and Team Gohan wasn't taking him that seriously, and he just made his body super big? This is another parallel to that. And Goku's kicking his A just like Team Gohan would have. Like, again, a lot of parallels. And again, like I said before, Beerus says the quote, like, you know, that's a lot of godly power. So again, for people who keep saying like, you know, Beerus stomps everyone, nah, the statements are getting a little bit more like, hey, that's some serious power. I wouldn't deal with it like that. So again, I'm not in the heel that Moro is definitely stronger than Beerus, but like, hey, I'm just saying it's pretty up there. And I already think Jiren and Broly are stronger than Beerus through statements that I'm going to show here. So we see that Moro is in giant body mode because he can't control the power, and Goku's like giving him like the speech of like, you can't use that ability because you haven't trained for it, and Moro's never traded date in his life. And then finally Whis says like, hey, if you want to win this, you got to finish him now. And of course the classic, when anyone who shoots their hand out, okay, it's over, is another twist, right? And Moro becomes the planet, and look, he looks like Lord Slug. More and more references, baby. So yeah, Moro's the planet, and again, that beam that he shot at Goku doesn't do anything. So in terms of power scaling here, Goku is still stronger, but the problem is that how did we get to this point? We have Goku giving a sensu beam, which is obviously a reference to the Cell Saga, and just a point to make the fight longer, because Moro didn't outsmart Goku here. It was just through these characters making mistakes that Moro has lasted this long. And that's a detriment to the character, because it kind of shows that it's through the hero's incompetence that Moro is still around, instead of Moro just being smarter. Because throughout this entire arc, Moro was just outsmarting Goku and Vegeta, and now it just seems like, okay, Goku's too powerful, so we got to make him make mistakes so this fight can continue. And the next chapter is stated to be the last, like, you know, ending towards this, but we're in a dilemma here where Goku, if he destroys Moro, the planet would be destroyed. And they keep using the terms galaxies, when in reality they should be using universe at this point, because both of these characters are way above multiversal. But yeah, man, so how do I feel about this chapter? The action, like I said before in my rant, I knew it was going to be great. The art has gotten better from Torataro. I looked at some old chapters when I was, like, you know, making some videos, and yeah, his art has gotten better a lot. Like, if you go back to the Tournament of Power, just older chapters, the paneling was terrible. The art was like mid sometimes, but it's gotten better, man. Again, I like the way Goku is talking. It reminds me a lot of like old Goku, cool Goku stuff. But the problem is that it's the references, and like, even though Goku had this all under control, he's acting like Team Gohan a little bit. And that's in Cell Saga Goku, even though he's the one who threw the sensu beam, he also had criticism over that Gohan. So again, I understand that Goku's not always going to be the most consistent written character. There's going to be moments where he's about finishing the job, like kind of like Gogeta. Then there's going to be moments where he wants to test his abilities and like give people like second chances, even though back when Moro was younger or whatever, he did give him a chance and he said no. So, and it's also that whole storytelling that when Goku feels like he's stronger than someone, then he feels like he can beat them into submission of becoming a better person. But yeah, man, it's just, The problems of this arc and just this chapter really shows itself where it's just a constant referencing. Like literally Moro's transformations reminds you of Perfect Cell. Like he starts off as old, then he's prime goat man, then he turns into like a Cell looking character. Then when he gets Mirror's powers, he looks like super Perfect Cell kinda. Then when he gets beat down, he becomes like a giant. Then when his back's against the wall, if you attack him, he explodes. That all Cell stuff, you know what I mean? And him regaining his powers reminds me of King Piccolo. His references of like, you know, just being merciless, attacking people, you know, cutting people through their bodies, it reminds you of Frieza. And him like absorbing people's powers, and like, you know, that whole thing where he leaves a body part reminds me of Majin Buu. That's the problem here, is that Moro's becoming more and more uninteresting because he's not even doing magical stuff anymore. He's just doing more references to past villains. But again, I'm not here to destroy this chapter like that. I say there's a lot of good moments if it was just written differently. Instead of Goku allowing Moro to still have a fighting chance, it'd be better if Moro outsmarted Goku and he was able to, like, you know, to take Krillin Senzu Bean without Goku like knowing. Granted, it's just that Goku is in such a powerful state that they had to make Goku be the one to make Moro still be in this fight. So I don't think DBS Goku is the worst Goku ever. I don't. I still don't like the reference. Still don't really like that. But I'm not here to attack Moro and to attack Torotaro. And don't be like this guy that I'm about to show here with this comment, just saying like, oh my god, any Dragon Ball fan who doesn't like something is toxic, okay? And I'm not gonna be like, you know, again, if you like people like Revolution who are like dying on this hill that Goku should always be written this way, that he's giving everyone a second chance even though the villain's completely evil, fine, man, be that way. But I don't like that, okay? But I do like that with the English translations on Viz Media, the things that Goku is saying, that he's saying that he will finish the job, he just needs more time, and he feels sorry for the villain, and he wants him to be better, blah, blah, blah. I like that because that's who Goku is. Just the problem is these execution, the constant references. I don't like those things. If you do, that's fine. So yeah, man, I'll give this chapter a 6 to 7 out of 10. It would be a lot higher if the execution of Moro would have been a lot better and Goku would have done things in a different way. Because if Goku never gave him the Senzu Bean, if it wasn't that Goku was acting more like Teen Gohan, that would be different. Because Ultra Instinct Goku looks amazing. I love that Ultra Instinct Goku is just this freaking beast that really can't be stopped unless the writer does something. Like, yeah, it just kind of shows me how much of a beast Jiren was, that I'd be able to keep up with that Goku either in the manga or in the anime. But yeah, this chapter definitely confirms that UI Goku is like top dog. I think for the people who keep asking me in the comments section, I think UI Goku is probably stronger than Mirror's. I don't think Moro is stronger than Mirror's with Mirror's powers. I don't think so, but it just kind of shows you the difference in power, because Mirror's did say that you will be unstoppable with this power. I don't think Goku's going to be able to beat Whis, because Whis is on a different level, but yeah, I think UI Goku is stronger than Beerus. I think he's stronger than Mirror's, and I think he's stronger than Moro, because he showed it in this chapter, and I think Moro 7-3 is stronger than Jiren from Tournament of Power and Broly from the Broly movie, and should be stronger than Beerus until otherwise proven. And Moro with the angel powers, hey man, I don't know if he's stronger than Mirror's when he absorbs the planet, but he's up there in power, man. So when this arc ends, I'm definitely gonna be making my top 50 strongest Dragon Ball Super manga characters, because I can't really do the anime until the anime eventually comes back. And again, check out all the videos I made so far this week, man. I made a criticism over King Vader's video. I made a top strongest the boys video. I made, like, you know, Goku's a hero. Like, you know, check that out in the cards. Thanks for being supportive. Again, I'm not a super negative YouTuber. I don't attack people for no reason. I just criticize things I don't like, and I didn't like some of the things in this chapter, but it doesn't make it an overall bad chapter. I think there's a lot of great moments. I just wish it was written differently. That's all I have to say there. So yeah, man, if you love this video, love the review, stick around this long, become an X Fighter by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification button, and checking out all the videos I've been uploading, man. So yeah, SonTj, peace, love you all. I totally forgot to say this because there's so much to say about this chapter, but I think the way they're going to solve this problem, because we all know that chapter is going to be, this arc is going to be ending after this chapter, is that they're going to have to bring in Vegeta. And if they give Vegeta, you know, the win to kill Moro, that'd be totally fine. Like, Goku already proven that he's way stronger than Moro, and it'll be cool that Vegeta's just hitting the ground with Force Spirit Fission. But if that doesn't happen, Vegeta fans, don't be mad that Vegeta didn't do anything. Because I know if that doesn't happen next chapter, Goku figures out a way to take out Moro by himself, Vegeta fans are going to be pissed. So yeah, there. And also, how y'all feel about Vegeta as a character at this moment? Because Goku with Master Ultra Instinct at this point, there's nothing Vegeta can do to really keep up with him other than just keep trying to train Blue Evolution. I don't really know about that. Also, the fact that MUI is a thing, I should make a video talking about that. MUI, Gogeta, Vegito, or like, you know, next up if a villain's that powerful. And I'm going to make a video also talking about, like, you know, the next coming arc and, like, what that could be. Is it going to be after the end of Z? Is it going to be, like, an Evil Angel arc? Because we're at Angel level at this point. And, or we're going to have a Beerus rematch, or a Broly rematch, or a Jiren rematch for UI Goku. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to talk about that in some future videos. But anyway, SonTj, peace. Love you all.